I promise this isn't going to be one of those fitness. Here's how you work out. I feel like everyone's doing like fitness channels and podcasts now. It just so happens that today when we decided to, hey, let's do podcasts, it was a gym day. So I have stuff. I'm like, I want to keep on track because we start conversations
We are
and then
really
we'll end
good at starting.
like, and then ending up on a rabbit trail.
Yeah.
Like, wait, how did we get here? Okay. Favorite workout. So Heather's been working out with me and I love it.
I just started like 2 months ago, maybe, or last month. And you've been working out for a year and a half? Like before I started going with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now like you're there. I love it.
I know. I thought about that the other day. I was like, if I had to come in here by myself, not that I want to, but I could. Like if you had a sick day, which I don't think you ever. Yeah, you got sick.
I've had,
days.
yeah,
You've
because I
had
think
sick-
we got the
yeah,
cove. We got the cove once. That sucked.
twice.
Yeah.
Probably 3 times.
I'll tell you this. You were just talking about if you had to go by yourself.
Yeah.
People give Planet Fitness a lot of crap. But one thing I think they do really well is making people that aren't used to going to the gym feel very comfortable in the gym.
Well, even like the affirmations on the
On the walls.
machines or the walls, or like I like the one that's like you belong.
So it's funny you say that because I was talking to someone once and they were making fun of the fact that that was in there. They're like,
Okay,
"Are you kidding me?" It's just interesting how
I'm
some
like,
people
how do
see.
you know what's in there if you haven't been there then?
Well, it's in all the commercials. And wait till I tell you who it was. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll tell you
Okay.
after we do this who it was.
I hope I don't forget it.
Huh?
I hope I don't forget.
You won't
Remember.
forget. Trust me. We will not forget that. But I think they do a good job of making people feel welcome. Also, there's a lot of freaking jacked dudes in Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people think you can't like.
Girls too, though.
Yeah, I'm just like, you can go to Planet Fitness and get a workout. They have everything you need in there.
There's one girl who's in there, and she's got to be like a kickboxer or something. Like she is
remember you.
like the one who you're like, who you said the one time, her legs are real big.
Oh,
you're like,
yes.
I want to work out
Bro,
legs with you.
if I don't know if I'm ready to do legs with her. That chick, man, because I was just like watch a little bit, like, man.
All
I
that
was
to
gonna
say,
ask-
there are some big people in there, like bulky people, when you would just think, oh, it's just like regular everyday people.
But
No, it's everybody.
There are regular day people, but you can go in there and like make gains for real. So, anyways, we've been working out for a while. So far, what's your favorite workout? Let's talk about. We want to do your favorite and your least favorite workout.
Okay. Well, to start on a positive note, my favorite is the leg press,
Oh yeah.
which I call the purple Lambo.
Well, I don't. How do you come up with purple?
Because it's purple and it sits low, and it's like when you get out of it, like it just. And honestly, I think the very first time I ever did it, Purple Lamborghini from
It was on
Rick
you-
Ross came on, and I was like, this is perfect. And so that just kind of established it as that.
So
in my
least
mind.
favorite. What's your least favorite?
My least favorite, the lateral raises.
I knew. I feel
Yeah.
like I think I'll probably agree with you on that one. It's so for me, it's between the lateral raises with the cable, because I can do dumbbell just fine. I can do that all day long.
Yeah.
But
It's just
there's something about that.
the resistance.
I'm gonna say one of my favorites. Wait, another one I don't like is the Bulgarian split squats. I don't know what it is about those, but I hate them. They're so.
That one doesn't. So it does bother me on my right leg.
Mm.
And because when I was pregnant, I've never really had any issues like with my body
Mm-hmm.
until I was pregnant. Well, it was the one thing I had like a sciatic nerve
Mm-hmm.
act up. To remember where I was like, I couldn't even walk for like 2
Oh
weeks.
yeah,
And
I got you that
so-
roller, and you never used it.
Yeah, I did. But every now and then, it's just something, it just flares up a little bit. And it's always on that one. And so when I do my left one, I kill it. So I'm like, when I do the right one, I make sure I do the same weight, the same number, like the same reps. Because I'm like, I'm not going to have a huge left leg and then a little
Yeah.
wimpy right leg dragging behind.
Bro, I feel like your legs are already getting better, and I'm struggling. I want to get my quads bigger. I know the split squats are really good for that, but man, I'm struggling. But that's another one I don't like. But I do
Yeah.
it because I know what I want to have in my legs.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, just because after today's workout, is let's see, are we only doing leg day? Is that where our favorites are leg day? Because you picked a leg press.
Leg days are my favorite.
Of course, it's every girl's favorite. Like all y'all care about. Like you would do leg day every day if you could.
I would. I would.
So I think right now, just because I maxed out at the Planet Fitness dumbbell level,
Maxed out. I gotta like squat to lift up the weight to you.
it was the incline dumbbell bench
yeah.
press. I hit 75. I know some people that listen think, oh, 75 pounds isn't that much. But, bro, for me, I'm really happy I hit 75 pounds because when I first started, I think I was doing like 30. And
75 pounds, that's like
yeah.
That's a small person. That's a kid. That's a person.
So I could bench both girls. They're not even 75 pounds.
No, they're still tiny.
But I'm really proud of that. So I think it's cool, too, because also being able to track. I don't know. I know now you're starting to track it, and you haven't been tracking in a long time, but like it's so cool going back and seeing when you first started versus now. It's like it's so dope. So like seeing 75, and I think I hit 15 reps today, which I remember right before the set, I said, all right, I want to at least get 13 because I've been hitting 12.
Yeah.
And since we can't go up any more weight, I have to do more reps.
Yeah.
So, and I hit that 15, bro.
I think what's interesting too is right now I'm seeing a lot of PRs just because like I'm like 2 months in.
Yeah.
So I'm going from like starting from scratch and then I'm like, man, I'm hitting all these PRs. I'm like, I feel like I'm going to get to a point where that slows down.
Well, I don't think it has to because I feel like PR, to me, I record, I set a workout as a personal record if I feel like I did form better than I've done it before.
Oh, yeah.
If I do one more set than I've ever done before, or if I take weight up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know? So a PR isn't always, oh, I'm lifting more weight this time. It's, hey, my form was dead on this time.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a PR.
Yeah, that's actually really good because, and I need to remember that because I look at the weight. I don't look at how many. I mean, I do just because the information is there for me to see. But I definitely.
Bro, like you're doing when we do those cable, bro, you've been killing the shoulders.
Yeah.
I just posted that. I don't know. I posted it on my story. I don't think I posted it on my actual Instagram, but I should put it on in the video if you guys are watching the YouTube video. Bro, her shoulders, and then you did it today. So here's what she did when we were working out.
Yeah, you caught me today.
Well, the whole time she's working on her hoodie, okay? We get to that one because she's seen her picture of what her shoulders look like. And so we get to that workout. Here come her hoodie.
I'm
she
about
take
to
that
see
bad
this
boy.
while
And
I do it.
not only that, she made sure she's wearing cutoffs. So, and like it cut to where you could see her shoulders clearly.
That part was not intentional. I definitely took my hoodie off, but no, the shirt I was wearing, I was just like, I haven't worn this for a while.
Oh, conveniently on the one
I
day.
lay out my clothes the night before, and I was like, I haven't worn this for a while.
You knew what we was doing. Don't play games.
No, but I definitely did take my hoodie off so I could look at myself.
But it looks dope. Like you are killing that. Okay, so next thing is why we started working out. There was one time we were out playing with the girls, and like we were having so much fun, and they wanted to keep playing, and I was winded.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and they's like, Daddy, can we? I'm like, listen, I can't anymore. I gotta take a break. And I think that was the day that I was like, I can't. That's like a punk. Like I'm not being that kind of dad that can't.
Yeah.
Run around with her kids. And like, plus we probably want to have more kids, and I need to make sure that I'm in shape enough because I'm very competitive. If you know me, I'm competitive in everything.
Doesn't matter if it's your child or not.
You don't. And I need to be able to beat them at sports when they're old enough to be competitive. I want them to, when they first beat me, I want them to actually beat me because they're good.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't want that to come easy.
But in addition to that, we're not old now, and we weren't old when we had them. We just had them later than I think most of our friends and peers and family had their kids. And so by the time they're in high school, we're going to be, let's see, I was 30 when I had them. So it'll be like mid to late 40s when they're in high school. You'll be closer to 50. So that's what
you're gonna put all our business out there.
I didn't say exact. I guess. Well, yeah. If you do the math, you can figure that out. But I really don't care.
I don't care either.
We're, age is a mindset. Yeah. So
the other thing too is I remember the soccer game. Well, that's why I started working out, because of that. Okay, and so I just want to make sure that I'm healthy and I'm around a long time for the girls, and they never have to be like, "Daddy, I want to play." I want to be able to run circles around them, which is hard because there's two of
remember
them.
Dad?
Yeah. But like continuing on. It's just like little things they say now. And obviously I want to work out for you two, but the girls right now, I don't know what it is about them. The other day they were like, "Daddy, how are your arms so strong?" I was like, "What?"
The rest of the day you're like,
"Yeah, hell yeah." I was hyped. Like they could have asked me for anything that day and probably got whatever they wanted. Yeah. And then the one soccer game.
They already do though, so.
No, they don't. They don't get whatever they want. I mean, anyways, the soccer game, when they were like, the other kid was like, "My dad's really strong," and they were like, "My daddy's stronger." I was like, hell yeah. I was hyped for that. I was so hyped. But yeah, that's kind of why I got into, to wrap up everything, the girls were the big thing that like got me into, you know what, I need to really try to work out and get my life together.
Yeah.
Your turn. Do you remember
why I started working out? Well, seeing you do it, I was like, I sort of feel like I'm not doing anything.
But see, the thing is, if you guys haven't seen Heather or don't know her, she's one of those people that just piss off other people that are trying to work out, and like she doesn't do anything. Like she had twins,
dang,
didn't work out.
I didn't do it. She doesn't do it.
You don't. She didn't do any kind of like.
It is true. It's just the way you said it.
Just say it, like there's no nice way to say it. She doesn't do anything, but still looks like she does stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like. But, and I'm hype about you being in the gym now because I can already see your legs like, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you do it and doing it. And it was just, I don't know. I don't want to say it was encouraging because that's not really what it was. It was more like even though I'm like more on the shy side and a little quieter than you, and I've got like a competitive side to me too. And I feel like
I don't think people realize.
I don't think people know, but it definitely comes out like because you're with me all the time. But just seeing you like that, I'm like, I could do that. Yeah, I should be doing that. And then I was like, well, what? Let me get in here and like see what the results are of that. But then, just I don't know, a lot of reasons. I heard people say, well, it's just like, it's a mood lifter. And honestly, I used to be like, that doesn't sound right. But like now that I've been in there, I'm like, I have been just in the best mood all day.
Yeah. It's funny.
Like it's not even like a high, like right after. It's just continued. Like I'm going to bed like, oh, in a good mood. Even if I know the next day is like a rest day. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, I'm only in a good mood because I'm looking forward to the next. It's not that. It's just, I can't explain it. I know there's a scientific way to be like, oh, well, it's
because of,
everything is getting in balance and releasing whatever it is. But I also think like we talk about having more children, like we want more children. And with the girls, I had a C-section, which is not exactly what I wanted, but that's what it was. And this may or may never happen for me, but I really want to have like an all natural birth. And I feel like getting my body there, like making it strong, I feel like that would help. Like getting my body to where I want it to be for pregnancy and like the actual giving birth process. And people who aren't in shape give birth every day, all the time. So that's just like a personal thing. It's a personal goal for me. Like I know where I want to be. I want to know that I don't even know all the names of my muscles. This area where I'm going to be like pushing, right. I feel, I think that will help. Yeah. For sure.
And going
it can't hurt.
And going back to why you got in the gym, I know another big thing is, because my brother, he's been in the gym big time too. Bro, he's a monster right now. Like,
Yeah.
and there's a few things.
Let me just say this. Sorry to interrupt, but you talk about me being like already set up well, like not doing nothing, or however you said it. You guys have some, like, you're set up with such broad, big shoulders.
That's my dad, man.
I'm telling you,
we got that. But anyway, so he's been working out a lot too, and like there'll be some days where I like don't feel like it. Obviously, we'll talk about this too. Like the girls and you guys, like I can't not go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My why is really strong for getting up and going. But sometimes he'll post something and be like, I'll see it. I'm like, bro, I got to get back in here because he's not going to get. I can't have him be way bigger than I am. I got to try to.
Your little brother.
Yeah, I know. And he started a little bit before me
At
too.
least
So
10
like,
years.
yeah. But bro, it's like, and anyway, so I know too that us having conversations, we'd have conversations sometimes, and I feel like all I was talking about was the gym, and you were like, "Hey, what'd you guys talk about?" I was like, "Well, it's just gym stuff," and I know you kind of felt left out whenever we had those conversations.
Absolutely.
And
I was
it's
like,
cool.
okay, let me just go in here and.
But it's cool now
talk
that
to my
we're kind
children.
of all, we're kind of all having these conversations now, and it's dope being a part of that whole like, just fitness thing.
Well, there's like even some like Instagram accounts that I follow now that I know you follow and your brother follows. Well, I know that because I see that y'all have liked it. It's just, there are even like jokes, like gym jokes that is so much funnier now. Because
I would try to explain something to you, and you would courtesy laugh at me, like, "Oh yeah, But like now you're in there.
Yeah.
Hiring a coach or a fitness trainer, I think that's a thing that a lot of people wonder and look up. Because I looked it up, and honestly, when I first decided, hey, listen, I'm going to do this that day, it just so happened maybe a week or two later we were shooting a photo shoot because we do boudoir photos, and we're shooting Kylie, and she had a fitness thing coming up, and she walked in and like she was just ripped, you know, and it was like
what was she, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, she's away from her show, so yeah, like I don't think I'll ever like be into that world, but she was ripped.
Yeah,
and
you
so
say that.
I started asking.
I sort of see that coming down the road.
I'm
just saying this now.
Nope.
I'm saying this now.
Listen, I'm saying now that's not happening.
Okay.
Anyways, she was ripped, and like I said, we were shooting, and I started asking her questions, you know what I'm saying, just a little here and there, and then at the end of the day, we were almost done, and she goes, you know, I'm going to hook you up with one of my friends. He does some training. And so she hooked me up with Jonathan, and Jonathan was the first coach or trainer that I actually hired. And I have to give him so many props because he's the one that made me feel confident enough to go to the gym, and actually put me on a workout plan. And like said, I think the biggest lesson he taught me was I was always freaked out. Like, okay, if I'm in the gym and mess up and someone's looking at me, then what? He said, do you go to the gym to watch people? And I said, no. He goes, why do you think you're so special that everyone's going to be watching you at the gym? I was like, bro, that's so true. And so I don't know what it was. It took him saying that like flipped something in my brain. I'm like, I can actually do this. So I did. And I think with Jonathan, it was well worth the money. And I feel like the timing was just a little bit off with us because it was around when we started getting really busy shooting a ton of stuff. We were traveling. So it was just making it really hard for me to do check-ins like I was supposed to.
Oh, right.
And if he ever listens to this, I really hope he never thinks that like I thought anything bad of him, because I still like to this day like owe him so much for just getting me over that one little hump. All that to say, after that, I went a few months and I was like, you know what? I want to try to do something else and get a little bit better, you know? And I don't know why I didn't go back to Jonathan. I think, I don't know, maybe I felt like since we didn't end stuff really bad. But but I just felt like, oh, will he want to still coach me after, you know what I'm saying? Because it did get to the point to where it was like, I was like, bro, I'm just going to probably have to end this because of the fact that we're traveling so much. I feel like I'm wasting your time.
Yeah.
But then whatever, months passed and I decided, okay, let's hire someone else. And here's where things is weird. So we did hire someone else, and it was based on what they were doing on social media. And like, they were really put together on social media, and I don't want to talk bad about anyone, but they were they know their stuff, and they educate people really well in their Facebook groups and on Instagram and like in the public, you know what I'm saying? But we hired them, and I'm trying to make sure I don't say any of the names. And for the first like 3 months, things were dope, you know? And just to give you an idea, we're paying like $500 a month for these trainers, and not for Jonathan. Jonathan, I think, was a little bit cheaper. And that doesn't mean that he was any less. I just want to make sure that's clear. It doesn't mean he's any less of a trainer, any whatever. But these other ones are paying $500 a month. I was like, okay, cool. Let me just go and pay this money. And the way they were presenting things, I was like, oh, this is going to be dope. And like I said, the first 3 months were cool. But then it got to, because I originally thought we signed up for a 5-month thing. And so that's what we budgeted, 5 months. And anyone listening to this, if you're doing any kind of subscription thing, never use your original bank card or bank account. We use a company called Privacy, and you can actually link that to your bank, and you can create a virtual card that you can set a limit for each month, and that's what we did.
It works as a debit card.
It works just like a debit card. You can do whatever you want with it. And so that's what we did with them. And we set up for 5 months. After 5 months, done. So it got to like, and in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. We're 3 months in. The 4th month, I didn't really hear a lot from them. And I would only hear stuff when it was like close to time to pay. Then I would hear some, oh, hey, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, to me, I'm like, if I was training someone and they're paying me $500 a month, I would make sure I'm like, hey, how's it going? And, you know, I was bad about check-ins sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother thing. I feel like a lot of trainers have lazy check-in processes. Yeah. I'm all about systems and like
efficiency.
Yeah. And like some of them will ask, okay, wait, what workouts are you doing? Like, what do you mean? You're the ones that put me on this workout. You know? Yeah. Or they just ask questions, and I'm like, you should know this because you're the one training me. And I get like you have lots of other clients, but like we have a lot of clients too, and we can't go and ask this client, wait, what video did we shoot for you? Like, we don't do. You're supposed to be keeping track.
Even if something like that does happen where you slip up, this is what I think personally. If you slip up, mess something up with your client, do the research and go back and look.
Yeah,
like, don't just be like, oh, I messed that up. Hey, what was it?
Right. And anyway, so these trainers, like, they would ask questions like that, and they would only talk whenever it was time to get paid. And I started noticing that. And so we had decided, we were actually, once 3 months came, we were like, you know what, let's actually get you in with the trainers too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to spend, $1,000 a month on trainers. But then the 4th month was kind of, we're like, hold on a second. They're only talking to us whenever it's close to time to pay. Yeah. And so then the 5th month comes around, and we didn't hear from them at all the whole month. Not one single word until... Wait, no. The 5th month goes around. They may have said something right before it's time to pay, like always. And then, so we think we're done. The 6th month come along, and I get a text message like a few days after I would normally pay and say, hey, haven't heard from you. I mean, we just realized that your payment didn't go through. Did you get a new card? And I was like, I thought that we ended at 5 months because I haven't heard from you in 2 months now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it was like slowly. Yeah. Like.
I was like, and so you're only going to talk to me to get paid? Like, I just felt like that was such a trash like thing, and it like really put a bad taste in my mouth. But and we're in the process right now of, because I showed a agreement to our attorney so he could look at it, and it did say that it was for 6 months. I do see that. I don't know why I thought 5 months in my head. But it's, to me right now, it's the principle of it. The fact that, so do you really feel like you did work to get $500?
Yeah.
And I still have a message. I've written it a few times. I just haven't sent it yet because you know how I am. My messages are always mean, and I have to wait and send it. And I'm just going to tell them, like, hey, listen, if you feel like you did this work, I'll pay you. Cool. Because I'm all about supporting small businesses, but I will never promote it. You know what I'm saying? Them specifically. I do think trainers are good for when you're starting off. I think the best thing I learned from these particular people was how to count macros, because I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
They did teach that. And you know, I'm not going to put it all on them, because maybe I didn't communicate as much as they're used to. Maybe that's why they didn't talk to me. Maybe I was supposed to be the one, you know what I'm saying? But like, tell me that.
I feel like you teach your clients how you want to be.
Communicate.
Yes, that's the word. And I think that's true with any relationship. They say that with just like marital relationships. Like, you teach each other. That's the whole point of like love languages. Not to like get off track, but yeah, I definitely think that. And
it just sucks. I feel like they're very surfacey with me versus how they were presenting themselves online, you know? And then I'm finding out they were actually prepping for a show. So I wonder if like that was kind of taking a lot of their, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm all about like, take the blame for it. You know what I'm saying? I can take the blame for it. Like, I thought it was 6 months. I mean, I thought it was 5 months and then it was 6. That's my fault. You know, maybe I didn't communicate. So, I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Right. You had like both ends of the spectrum.
What do you mean?
Like, first trainer was like, well, that was like your first trainer ever. And so he sort of taught you like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. And then you get to the other trainer or trainers and it's like, okay, this is the total opposite. Is this how it's supposed to be, or is it supposed to be like the first guy? So,
well, I think,
but also, like you said, you learned
and
different things from you know, different people, and I think in the end, I think it just affirmed the things that we do and that we don't do, like in our businesses and our relationships.
Like, could you imagine if we didn't talk to a client for that long and like only talk to him when it was time to get money? Like, that would suck.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the trashiest way to do business, you know? But all that say, as far as hiring a trainer, I think when you're first starting, it's really good to get a trainer. It's always good to have someone that knows more than you teach you how to do stuff. But you want to get to the point to where you don't need a trainer. And I'm not going to say I'm at the point where I don't need a trainer. I'm just fortunate enough to have a lot of friends here in Nashville that I can hit up and say, hey, I'm dealing with this right now. What do you suggest? You know what I'm saying? Or is there education
places
that you
to gather information from?
So I don't know. I loved having them as trainers for the first 3 months because things were dope. But I think after that it fell apart. And I still to this day freaking love Jonathan. I honestly will probably end up using him again. Because I do want to get bigger. I'm at a point in my fitness thing right now where I know what I'm doing. And once I hit these benchmarks that I've set in my imaginary head, I want to do these
Your
things.
imaginary head.
You know what I mean? Once I've hit these imaginary benchmarks, or I don't know how to say it, these goals, then I'm like, okay, now I need to get to the point to where I hit up another trainer to get me to the next, you know? I definitely don't think you have to have a trainer. If you know some people that know their crap, ask them questions first. You can ask them, but when you're ready to, if you're at a point where you want to improve, definitely get someone and hire them, and make sure you understand how they're going to do things. Like, what will check-ins look like? What are they going to teach you? What are they bringing to the table? And hold them accountable for it. I think that's another thing where I didn't, because I should have said something at month 4.
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is now. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. And I think just circling back on things, you had said at the beginning, everybody has something to say about fitness. Everybody is trying to be something. Because I was going to say, well, even if you don't hire a trainer, like you could YouTube stuff. But that's my answer. That's our
Oh, you
answer
can-
forever.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
YouTube it.
yeah.
But then I'm like, well, you're gonna get everybody saying this and that and opposite
Right.
things. I definitely think you can learn something there, but
Also, I'll say this too: having a trainer will increase how fast you get from A to B because they
yeah.
know how to do it versus you trying to look it up.
yeah,
I will
trying
say
to be
that.
like, well, like questioning, should I
Right.
do this or that
Right.
or
Okay, let's move on to the next subject. The next one is eye candy at the gym. Like expectations versus reality. Because I know when I was first going to the gym by myself, and I know how most females think guys act in the gym, and how most guys think that girls act in the gym. Like,
there's
I
a
feel like-
whole Instagram account for that.
I feel like if we started all over and you went to the gym, I would be like, I bet you everyone's hitting on Heather right now at the gym, or everyone's checking her out, which people do. People do be checking you out. Just letting you know. And I see you. I see you looking. Yeah, but what do you like? What do you think about what you expect? What you think actually happens at the gym?
So
like,
you mean as like a female in our relationship, in the relationship?
like
I
you know,
think
most
it's different
I feel
with
like
us. I feel I could understand how most people would think, oh well, he or she's probably at the gym, like looking at these people. If they're not there, if they don't go to the gym and like see what it actually is all like. But honestly, I think you're in there just looking at the dudes.
Okay, so hold on a second. So first,
everybody,
hold on a
but
second.
like-
First, let's like really break this down because
Yeah.
we don't want to get any. First, I don't want to say anything right now that offends anyone, but I want to be very clear on
That you are a
I
straight married
Nah,
man.
Listen, I look at these dudes that are where I want to be. You know, some of these dudes have these legs that are just like, bro, they're quad. That's
Yeah.
right now. I'm so trying to work on my quads. I see these guys in there with. I'm like, bro, what did you do? You know, but I'll say the same about you. You will point out girls to me and be like, bro, look at her legs, or do you see her back? I'm like, I'm trying to do my workout right now. Can we talk about this
They're
later?
just bodies in there.
It is interesting though. A lot of people, if you haven't been in the gym, if you're married to someone or dating someone that's going to the gym, understand that if they're a male, they're looking at other dudes there. You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, they're doing this, especially if they're big. Like, okay, that guy, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And if you're a guy and your wife or girlfriend is going there, the girls are probably looking at all the other girls. Like, okay, she's doing this. It's very interesting because I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
And it's funny too, because I try to go in there thinking, don't look around, like put on your, like pull up your hoodie, you
Yeah, I
know,
do,
whatever it
yeah.
is. But you know, if I'm doing shoulders, I don't have my hoodie on.
Yeah. How do you think working out helps in other areas of life? Because we know, you know, this whole podcast we're doing, hopefully we do more. It's not going to be about working out, but this just so happens to be the first one. So how do you think working out helps us in all the other?
Yeah. I feel like we have mentioned all the things that I'm thinking, but separately. So just mentally, I definitely think it helps me feel better throughout the day, helps me like focus.
Yeah.
Physically, like, you know, I want to age gracefully. And also if it is like our path to have more kids, then I
hope we
definitely
have
think,
twins again. I hope so bad we have twins again.
what if we have triplets?
Bring it on. I'm not scared.
Let's do it.
I also feel like, so when we work out early in the morning. It's the first thing we do. I think it's really cool to have the gym for us. That's going to be the hardest thing we do all day, you know? And if we accomplish that, we've already accomplished something. So everything else after that is a win, you know? And it's also helped me when, we do a photo shoot and someone comes in and, they're like, oh man, I know I don't look like this person, but hopefully you can take good pictures of me. I'm like, first, I'm going to take a good picture of you, period.
Yeah.
Like, you can get a good picture because, like...
You're not going to tell me
yeah.
that I'm not getting good pictures.
I always say, like, your photos...
competitiveness.
Yeah, if your photos suck, it's because the person taking the photos sucks.
Yeah.
Period. I always say that.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I don't suck. You don't get dope pictures.
So that's not going to happen.
Yeah. But I also say, but let me be real with you. If you don't like something about yourself, you can change it. And the reason I know that is because I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. So I think that helps a lot, being able to talk about a little bit of fitness stuff with clients we have. Even our video clients too. Like, some of them like, oh, I look weird. I'm like, bro, if you don't like how you look, fix it.
Yeah.
You know? I also think just we have to load a lot of gear whenever we're doing video shoots. Bro, like, I feel like the last few shoots we've done, everything's light. Like, it's been so, like, lightweight.
That's so true. I'll come home from the gym, like, go straight into breakfast, and I'm just getting, like, I don't know, I'm lifting out, like, milk or stuff that's, like, not really that heavy, but I feel like I'm just throwing around the kitchen, like, all the stuff.
I love how I said a whole bunch of gear, and you talk about throwing milk.
I know. But, well, we had a shoot last week, and I've always thought that I've been really strong, but now I'm like,
you better be strong.
I'm stronger. Yeah.
Oh, I'm strong.
Well, I think, and you know this about me, I feel like my personality is even if something is like really hard, I'm like, I don't care. Like, just do it. Figure out a way to do it. Like me, not anyone else. That's just how I push myself.
I think women are like that, period. Like,
that's true.
We've been
that could be a whole conversation.
Yeah, we've been sick before, and all of us have been out, and you still, like, I'm like, bro, how the hell are you up doing this? But, like, if you didn't, our house would, like, fall apart. So, like,
that's actually a really good example. I don't know. It just has to be done. So do it. What I'm leading to is sometimes our camera, like, when it is well built, is heavy. AF.
Yeah. And it's funny too. It's funny too because, like, sometimes I'll watch you'll be shooting, and just for some reason, like, we'll have a assistant or something, and you're like, hey, hold this for a second, and it'll be a dude, and they'll hold it and not expect it to be as heavy as it is. Like, she's holding
this small lady holding this big old camera. Yeah,
I think that's dope. I love that.
But all that to say, since I've been working out, I could definitely tell a difference, and even, like, yes, strength, but even, like, in balance. And even my breathing too, because before I'm learning how to breathe while lifting heavy things, like, even better. Because holding the camera, I used to just stand there. Like, if it's handheld, I would hand hold the camera, like, on the tripod, and I would be like, don't breathe because of whatever reason, because I didn't know how to. And now I'm like, okay, well, I have the strength to, like, hold it away from my body, take a breath so the camera's not, like, putting people in the ocean and all that. So that it's just little things like that I have been noticing that is just, it's interesting. Things that I'm like, I didn't think about, I'm going to go to the gym so I can hold the camera better and breathe better and whatever else comes with that.
I also feel like you were saying earlier about having kids. I think too, it's going to make that whole process way better.
Yeah.
For you, I think you did a good job last time, but I feel like it's gonna be even easier now. Because I know last time they had you eating so much more food. They're like, you're not eating enough food. And like, we just learned so much about health and, like, how important the stuff you eat is. Everyone knows how important having the right foods is, but, like, I didn't realize how much we were supposed to eat. And, like, when we do that again, I feel like you're gonna kill it. You know, and then
I hope so.
The cool thing too is you'll be able to work out while you're pregnant. I know a lot of people, like, and I see some people doing that. I'm like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And that's what I see, like, some videos or just photos on Instagram of, it'll be like women showing like before and after, like, while they're pregnant, they're working out, and then afterwards they will still be, obviously this is at home, not at the gym, and they will be working
been people
out.
Working out at the gym.
No, I was going to say with their babies.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That would be kind of crazy if you took your baby to the gym. I don't know, maybe not. But that's fun to see, and I'm like, man, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be that, you know.
Yeah.
So that's definitely inspiration, like something else another reason to be doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty good. Well, it's about 45 minutes. I did not expect us to talk that long about fitness.
Oh, I did.
I feel like
Once we get going.
I feel like I went way too long on the trainer thing. I hope it didn't come off as me bashing trainers, because I do see like perks of having trainers.
I think
I just had a bad
wanted,
experience.
yeah, I think you wanted to tell both stories very well so people understand your experience.
I think it's going to be a fun podcast. We just want to just kind of share how we've been married for, it's going to be 16 years, 16 years in December. And we work together all the time. Now we're working out together. And I think it's kind of cool to be able to share how that happens and just the behind the scenes, like the good and the bad. So we'll see. We're going to try to get some people on here. I think it'd be kind of cool. And I don't think we have to always have just creatives on here. Maybe we'll get some like, I don't know. We'll get all kinds of people on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Huh?
I like people.
Oh, hell. All right. Well, I think we're good. You ready? You going to cut this?
I'm out.
How are we going to end it? I'm out? That's
I'm
how you
out.
gonna end it? Man, bye.